Understanding UPC types. This is a fun one. We have to deal with UPCs every time we put a product into the system, and we need to put it in there properly so that the system will work properly. So if we take a look at some samples here, there's basically two types. Well, there's more than two types, but we're going to run across in most stores UPC-A, UPC-E, and then you'll have an EAN13. So we're going to start with the UPC-A. This is an A. It's essentially 12 digits. This little 0 in the front is called the number system digit. Then you have 10 digits in the center here. And then you have this last one, which is called the check digit. So it's a total of 12 digits. In this case, what's important are the 11 digits. The 0 can essentially be ignored. So that's UPC-A with a 0 number system digit. Here's an example of a UPC-A with a 6 as the number system digit. So in this case, when we're adding this, we're going to go ahead and put the 6 in because it's an actual number as opposed to being a 0, which is nothing. It's a 6. So you're going to put in 6, these 5, and then the check digit. With our system, we're always going to use all the digits. We can ignore putting the 0 in the front if it's a 0. You may come across some products that this first digit of the center 10 is a 0. So you basically have 0, 0, and then 9 digits, and then the check digit. So you'd end up with 10. So not to get too confusing, but you always put in what you see, excluding 0. So this is an example of what they call a UPC-E. A UPC-E is technically 8 digits. It's the 0, it's this, which is again number system, but is always a 0 in the case of a UPC-E. Then you have the center 6 and then the check digit. So with our system, we've gone ahead and chosen to do what is called an expanded UPC-A. They call it lots of different things, but essentially what we've decided to say is anytime you have a 6 digits or a UPC-E, you're going to go ahead and put it in as a 10 digit or 11 digit in this case, because we're going to be using the check digit also barcode. So let's take a look at these and actually in the software itself. So if we go here and we go to items and we click add, the first thing it's wanting us to do is put in the UPC. So if we actually try to take this number, let's start with this one. We're going to essentially put in those digits. So we're going to put in 811 28 013 16, and then we're going to put the last digit 5. So essentially we've typed it in that way. And when we do so, then we're going to click add, and it's going to go ahead and put that number in, and then we're going to get started. If we were going to do the one that started with the leading 6, then we would do it just that way. So we would type in 6, and then the rest of the number, which I'm now struggling to get available. 6 19947 00003, and then always the 7 on the end. So every time we put these in, essentially we're going to end up with either 12 digits, which is the case when the number in the front is not a 0, or we're going to be putting in 11 digits, so it's the center 10 plus the check digit. So lastly, if we're going to do the UPC-E, here's how that works. In this case, we're going to type in the 6 digits, and the software is going to do the work for us. So 283842. 283842. When I type that in, you'll see that it's actually going to expand it for us. So that's called expanding an E to an A. And it's not just a matter of sticking zeros in the middle. It actually performs a calculation when it does that. So we're always going to end up within our database a list, and in that list is going to be we can see our product numbers here. They're going to be always a uniform length. They're going to be 10 or 11 digits. You may have at the very beginning of your database some what they call house numbers. House numbers would be your own 3 or 4 digit numbers that you would use. But when doing UPCs, that's how they work.